Hello everybody, this is Kimberly. If you're watching this on TikTok, this is Kimberly. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is Magnificent Kimberly. So basically today I will be going over Genesis 2 to 3. And I'm going to be doing weekly Bible recaps on the Bible. Just in general. Either it's going to be on the book of Genesis and Job, because that's what I'm reading right now. Or it's going to be on another book of the Bible. But anyway, so Genesis 2 is about basically when God rested on the 7th day. So after the 6th day, basically God's work was complete. He had finally finished the work that he had completed. And so on the 7th day, was known as the Sabbath day. So God declared it as the Sabbath day, and he blessed the 7th day and made it holy, because that is the day where he rested from all his work, from creating everything he had created on the earth. Mind you, I want you guys to know that the Sabbath day, because I personally used to think that the Sabbath day was on a Sunday, because we go to church on Sunday and everything like that, and it's always been like that. But Sabbath day is actually on a Saturday, which I didn't know. I just recently found that out and everything like that. So yeah, Sabbath day is actually on a Saturday. It's a day where it's not mandatory for you to rest on a Saturday or rest on Sabbath day, but I feel like it's it is important. God, I feel like God's trying to show us the importance of resting. So yeah. And okay, and so this goes into Adam and Eve. Sorry for the long pause. This goes into Adam and Eve. So this is the history of the heavens and earth when God created the earth. When God made the earth and the heavens, there was no woody shrub. So there was no plants or bushes that had appeared in the earth, and there was no plants that had grown up. And there was no rain that was on the earth. And you know how rain showers bring Mayflowers, that's a saying. So basically rain is important because it helps the plants and flowers to grow and everything like that. Even the grass, it helps the grass to grow. And since at this time there was no one to work the ground, however, God made the streams come into the earth, which watered the whole surface of the ground. Then the Lord God, and when you see here, it says, then the Lord God. Mind you, Lord means Yahweh or Jehovah, and God means Elohim. So the Lord God had formed a man from the dust. God had formed a man from the dust of the ground, and he breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And with that, the man became a living creature. So yeah, the Lord God formed a man from the dust, breathed into his nostrils, and he became a living soul. The Lord God planted a garden in the east of Eden and placed the man in the garden. The Lord placed the trees in the garden, placed many trees in the garden, but he placed one tree, which is known as the tree of knowledge of good and evil, in the middle of the garden. A river flowed from the Garden of Eden to 4 headwaters. The first one was Pishon, which traveled through Havilah. There was gold. The gold there was good, and there was aromatic, resin, and onyx. My bad. The second river was Gishon, which traveled through Cush. The third river was Tigris, which traveled through the east side of Ashur, and the fourth river was called Euphrates. Unfortunately, all these rivers were wiped out by the flood. I think it's said that one river wasn't wiped out, but most of these rivers were wiped out by the flood, which we will read probably sometime next week, probably, or the week after. So God gave Adam, well, God, hold on. Okay, God didn't name him Adam at this time, but God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden. Put him in the Garden of Eden to work it, take care of it, and maintain it. And the Lord God commanded the man. So he gave him the command that he was free to eat any tree in the garden, but he must not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, because if he eat it, basically there will be consequences. So it's not that he might literally die. It's just the fact that there might be consequences for his actions, basically. Not saying that God didn't say that he wouldn't die, because he definitely gave that command in here, as you could see. So yeah. So God saw that it was not good for man to be alone. So with that, God decided to make him a helper. So God formed out of the ground all the animals and all the birds in the sky. He brought them to the man to see what he would name them. And whatever the man called each creature, God saw fit, basically. But still, there was no suitable help for Adam, because although he had all these animals that he was, in rulership or ownership of, there was no actual human helper for him at this time. So the Lord God caused the man to fall asleep, and while he was sleeping, he took one of his ribs and formed one of his ribs, closed up his flesh after he was done, and made a woman from his rib, and he brought her to the man. And this is so important, because it says he brought her to the man. He did not bring the woman. He did not bring the man to the woman. He brought her to the man. So this is why it's important for us, for Christian women and women of God, to not pursue or seek men, because men are supposed to pursue and seek us. And I'm not saying it's wrong for a woman wants to pursue a man, but it's not. It's not the way that God, made things. That's not how God made things. Or, yeah. That's not how he orchestrated things, basically. Okay. So yeah, God made a woman from the man. The man said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man." So Adam was happy and blessed that God gave him a suitable helper. When a man leaves his mother and father to marry his wife, they now become one in the flesh, united in a union. The man and woman were naked before sin and weren't ashamed. They were comfortable in their skin, holy and pure before sin existed. And when they were clothed, that was a result of sin, a result of them knowing that they sinned. The woman is to be a companion, a suitable helper, an equal partner, a gift to the man. She is not inferior. She's not a slave. She's not a subordinate. She's not secondary, and she's not lower than a man. The name Adam also means red or brown, and God gave permission before restriction. Also, marriage and your spouse are a gift from God. Genesis 2:24 represents unity. So it requires cleaving and holding fast, which is sacrifice. And then also 3, physical intimacy. So these are like the things, the covenant of marriage. So it requires unity, it requires leaving from where you are, and it requires cleaving, and also requires physical intimacy, and other things, of course. So yeah, this is it for Genesis 2. I thought I would have another fit Genesis 2 and 3 in here, but I'm still going to do Genesis 3. It's just going to be a separate video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thank you guys so much. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm still trying to grow my YouTube channel. If you guys do want to follow my YouTube channel, I will put it in a link above so you can follow it. And so yeah, I hope this is a blessing to you, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which I am about to post. Bye.